happy Sunday morning. Welcome to another Moment of Harmony. I'm just going to get us a little bit situated. Can we see? Yeah, okay. Welcome to a Moment of Harmony. If you are watching this live and in real time, it is a dreary Sunday morning. We postponed this week because there is so much going on this weekend in my life, but I had to make sure we get our moments in. So, the moment is going down today. So welcome. Again, if you're in real time, I know that so many people dedicate Sunday to family, to religious ceremonies or practices. So thank you for taking the time out to sit with me, engage with me as we have a moment of healing and harmony, a moment of clarity and growth and beauty. I am so excited for us all to be able to have another moment, as every week is a beautiful week to have a moment of harmony. And I am so honored to be a part of your self care routine. Be here with me every week. Meet in person with me once a month so that we are having some in person moments, and prepare with me as we continue to build towards our in person annual prayer and purge. There is so much going on with this Moment of Harmony thing. So move it along, inbox me, get all the info, follow me on my Facebook platform or any of my team members on any of their social media platforms where you might see a Moment of Harmony pop up. Know that there's more information you can get from any of us. So thank you so much. We are in a 32-week series. Still, we are moving through this series so fast. This what is this the season that we're in is moving so fast. Things are like very quick and intense. That's kind of the climate right now. So we are in need of our moments more than ever. Today in real time is October the 2nd. Again, I know some people watch me on the playback. I love it. I'm with it. Just get your moment. That's what I worry about. That's what I want, not worry, but that's what I'm manifesting. That you get your moment, that we heal together, and that we grow together. But in real time, today is October the 2nd, which is a very special day for me. Today marks 6 years that Baba Ali and I have been putting in some really hard work into this union work, really trying to make Black Union be a big and beautiful thing. So I want to send out love and gratitude and honor to him on this day, for this wonderful day. Now, as we move forward, it is going to segue straight into this Black Union thing, this Black family thing, this healing and growing thing, period. Because today, our moment is entitled Mountain Moments. It won't be a long moment. I have so much to get into today, getting ready for the week that is I told you, fast paced and intense has been the theme past couple of months. And y'all know I don't like fast paced and intense. I like things that just go, progress, accomplishments. Just like, let's go with the flow. Let's make things happen. But it's not about me. It's about what the universe has in store. So we are going to go right into being able to navigate mountain moments. That's what today's show or in this series is entitled, this episode. So, mountain moments. This becomes such a great topic because, oh boy, are we having them. Just like I just spoke of, tons and tons of mountain moments. And a mountain moment is a moment in your life. Like, we all have hard times. We all have things that we experience. We all have things that we go through. But a mountain moment is ginormous. It is a ginormous moment. It is a huge moment. It is a moment in your life when you cannot, it's not easy to get around. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I'm dealing with these bills, or I'm dealing with these children, or I'm going after this goal or this accomplishment. Please, please. So it is not that. It is a moment that is a huge effect, a life-altering moment. That's the word that I'm looking for. A mountain moment is a life-altering moment. And we are experiencing a lot of those. I know I personally am having some major awakenings, some major mountain moments. And so I wanted us to say, how are we dealing with our mountain moments? How are we navigating them? How are we healing from them? How are we, y'all know what I love, utilizing them? Because they aren't everyday moments. They aren't everyday hardships. They are a calamity. Good morning, love. They are a calamity, a buildup of tons of moments that are moving you. That divorce, that death, that career change, that ailment, that disease, that handicap, that barrier, that realization, that going into yourself and finding those trauma scars, those things are the mountain moments. The things that are not just going to get better in the morning, they are going to take a lot of work and a lot of diligence, and they also bring about a result that I need to grow. That's the part that we don't always see in the mountain moments because they're so abusive, they're so aggressive, they're so egregious. But it's like, there's another side to the mountain moments, and we're going to get into that because a mountain has two sides. So there's another side to that mountain moment. But how are we going to deal with them in the meantime? Because they are coming, they are brutal. Some of us are in them. I know myself, we're so here's the first thing: peace and love. Here's the first thing we're going to go through when it comes to mountain moments. This is how we're going to deal with it. We're going to be broken down today in 3 sections. When it comes to mountain moments, we can move mountains, we can climb mountains, we can go around mountains. So when you're having those huge moments in your life that present a barrier, that present a conflict, that present a challenge, you want to break down, you want to stop, you want to die, you're exhausted. Trust me, I know. You're exhausted. You are just so over it. How are we going to deal with them? How are we going to get past one mountain moment to elevate to another level of ourselves? And then, more than likely, come into contact with another mountain moment not too far from now, because you're not just going to get one mountain moment a lifetime. They're going to come. You know, if you're lucky, they're sporadic. They'll come 5 and 6 years apart, but they come to elevate. Here's the thing with getting to the top of a mountain is that you were at one location when you started, and you're at another location when you end. So how are we navigating them? I heard a minister say not too long ago that, with you can see to the mountain and the creator can see around the mountain. So when we're talking about mountain moments, we're talking about a great deal of faith. We're talking about a great deal of internal trust, internal work. And a lot of us can't have a hard time with internal trust and work because we can't trust what's on the outside, and it's damaged and it's barrier, or it's kept us away from what it is that we need to tap into on the inside. But when we're talking about, having faith, these are things that are not coming from what we see, what we've experienced, what's around us. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to be necessary for your mountain moment. You are going to have faith, because you as an individual cannot stand on one side of a mountain. I don't know if anyone has ever actually, of all of the people that are engaged with me today or that will watch this video, have ever actually been at a mountain. Have you actually seen it? Have you actually stood at the foot of one? Have you actually been so close to one in proximity? So once a year I go to the mountains because I go out into Deep Creek, and I just love the serenity, and it just is a experience that I got, when I was back in an organization and growing and learning with a group of individuals. We used to go, and then I just have never stopped going ever since, because while it is beautiful and serene, it is cleansing, all of that good thing, but there is something humbling about a mountain. There's something humbling about standing at the foot of a mountain. There's something about working on yourself, growing yourself, loving yourself, learning yourself, working with yourself and the people around you, and then one day standing next to a mountain. And to me, it's the same thing as a body of ocean, or a huge ocean, or any magnificent or majestic natural form any big beautiful natural creation is humbling. And so when you are standing at the bottom of that mountain or you are near it, it can be intimidating. It can create fear. It can be overwhelming, or it can be empowering to say, wow, look at me in creation with this creation. Look at me in comparison, or look at me and relating and complimenting and being a part of this part of creation. And I'm saying this because I want us to think about that when we reach those mountains in our lives, when we come across things that just seem ginormous, overwhelming, crushing even. I want you to say, look at me in relation to this thing. Who am I that the Creator thought that I could stand next to a mountain? What is it that's inside of me that the Creator placed before me a mountain? Because we know that none of this is by happenstance. We're here working on ourselves because we believe that anything is possible. So nothing is by happenstance. So if a mountain was placed before me, as big and as incredible and as impenetrable as a mountain is, what is it in me that the Creator saw forth or saw fit to set me before this mountain? Right? That's how I want us to see these mountain of issues, this mountain of a moment in your life that is debilitating you, that is testing you, that is pulling on you, that is putting pressure on you. We're going to discuss today. We are either going to move it, we're going to climb it, or we are going to walk around it. We're going to get around this mountain. We will no longer sit before mountainous moments, because again, a mountainous moment is taking you from a valley to a peak. So I will no longer stay in the valley of a mountainous moment out of fear, out of history, out of frustration, out of exhaustion. I am always going to go inside of what is it that was developed in me that is going to allow me to attack this mountain, and even more so, what is on the other side of this mountain for me. Like I said, that pastor said, we can see to the mountain, but only the Creator can see around the mountain. There's only one way around that mountain. We have to conquer it. We have to go to it. We have to get to it. So the first part, when it comes to those mountainous moments that I mentioned, I gave some examples of real live mountainous moments in our lives. And we want to get to the point where we want to move them. So let's say that's the action that I'm taking. I want to move this mountain. I have climbed mountains before. I am in no shape to climb it, because we come to forks in the road. We come to critical growth points in our lives in different conditions. I can recount divorces. I can recount the murder of a loved one, the death of loved ones. I can recount, the restarting of a new romance, or restarting your life, or losing big and multiple mountainous moments. So we come to these mountain moments in our lives in different conditions. Sometimes it's your first mountain. And you're like, what is it that I have to do? I'm here. Tell me how to get over this. Tell me how to fix this. Sometimes it's your third or fourth mountain. And you're a little bit tired, but you got some fears and some traumas. And you're just like, I am going to fix this before it turns into something else. Sometimes it is your 8th, 9th, 10th mountain. And you are exhausted. And you said, I don't have it in me to climb another mountain. I don't have it in me to fall off, go up, come down, pull the string, hit the hook, change my shoes. I am exhausted. We come to mountain moments sometimes at the same time, but not always in the same condition. So you might be at a place where I just need to move mountains. Anybody in their 30s just want to move mountains? I'm moving towards those late 30s, y'all. In a couple of months, I'll be 37. So I done climbed some stuff. Okay, I climbed some stuff with children on my back. with my family on my back, with community on my back. I climbed some mountains carrying some things, and I'm at a point in my life where I just want to move the mountain. I don't have it in me for that climb and fall. I don't have too many more falls in me, too many more bumps up against this mountain. So when I see this mountain and the mountains that may come, I want to move the mountain. Well, how do we move a mountain, Mama Harmony? How are we going to get this mountain to move? Because you're too tired to climb it. You don't walked around mountains already. This is the condition you're in, right? We move mountains mentally. We move mountains mentally. Excuse me. Y'all know when I start moving my mouth a lot, all these things start happening with my body. That energy starts flowing. We move mountains mentally. So if I'm now at a place where I need to move this mountain, that means that I am at a strength in my mental development, in my emotional and spiritual development, where I don't even have to touch mountains anymore. Now, this is not a place you just arrive to. This is not a place you just decide to be in. This is a place that you have grown and developed in the experience of moving and navigating mountains in the past, in the experience of moving and navigating the mountains internal to you, and you navigating yourself. This is someone who has discovered their powers and their gifts and their talents. They are honing. There is no doubt. There is no discovery in the sense of understanding. They are at a place where they say, I know what I'm capable of. I know what I reflect, and I know who I am. And when a mountain comes before me, I have the authority to say, get thee behind me. Now, when we move mountains mentally from that place, we have done tons of work. We have extreme amounts of faith. We have fortitude. We have resilience that have been tested, tried, and true. And so we mentally move the mountain. We know that the divorce is there. We know that the self-doubt is there. We know that the financial barriers are there. We know that this mountain, we see it. We're not in denial. You can't move anything mentally with a mental illness or impairment. We have done our work when we're moving mountains mentally. It is there. I'm not in denial about it. I am not being unreasonable about it. I am not resorting to a low vibrational mindset because it's there. I'm not going to be defeated. I'm not going to continue to make this mountain before me worse than it already is. If I am deciding to move a mountain mentally, that means there's one place I go to move this mountain, and that is on the inside. I am listening. I am tuned in because I know that all the strength that it would normally take to move a mountain with some type of equipment, with some external force, I have to manifest and pull all of that from the inside. So I'm protecting myself. I am intentional. I am fully focused. I am not allowing anything that's going to impede upon me mentally moving a mountain. That means my prayer is on fleek. Do not sit up here and tell me, Mama Harmony, I'm mentally moving mountains and you are not prayed up. That means my body is on fleek. You're not meditating. You're not working out. You're not mentally moving nothing. You can't move yourself. Right? If you can't get up and move your life along, that mountain is not going anywhere. So don't tell me, yeah, I'm too tired for the climb and I'm too tired for the go around. So I resorted to the mental moving of the mountain. But I am not in any shape, form, or fashion qualified to manifest. You have to be qualified to manifest. That means that I do my work. I go inside. I am accountable. I am realistic. I am present. Painful or not, I am present. I am receptive as well as ready and available for the work that I need to do. I am competent, and therefore the next mountain that comes before me, in the form of something going on with my child, in the form of internal pain or health issues, in the form of depression or confusion, insanity and chaos, in the form of pain and heartbreak, whatever the next mountain is, I am saying, I gave you a shout out, Max Tracy, earlier. I don't know if you were on, but I definitely gave you October 2nd shout outs. Love and light to you always. But I am saying that I am in the place where I'm going to, and I'm telling y'all this because I got some mountains and I have resorted. This is the method I've chosen. Every method, not for everyone. Remember that we arrive at different mountains in our lives in different conditions, and that's why I'm going to give you 3 different ways to tackle these mountains in our lives. But that mental one, it comes from me being able to say, I know what I see, but I also know what I'm capable of. I know what I fear, but I also know what I feel. I know what I'm thinking, but I also know what I'm doing, because I am mentally going to battle this mountain before me. I am going to manifest from the depth of my soul and my spirit and the greatest parts of myself every strength inside of me that the Creator entrusted in order to put me in front of this mountain in the first place. So I'm not coming at this mountain with fear. I'm not coming at this mountain with doubt. I'm not coming at this mountain with envy or jealousy or defeat. I'm not coming at this mountain feeling small. I am not a victim. I am not coming in patterns. I am not coming in destruction. I cannot mentally move any mountain in that mindset. To be qualified for the manifestation of mountain moving, my mind, my mental must be on fleek. That is the first way that we are going to. When you say, like, look, I'm fasting, I'm praying, I'm watching what I eat, I'm watching who I'm talking to, what I'm talking to, I'm being honest with myself, I'm journaling, but I'm not just doing these things to keep busy, y'all. I do a lot of healing sessions. And a lot of us do what we need to do for the wrong reasons, and we still get the wrong results. We're doing them to stay busy. We're doing them to do something, but we're not doing them to actually grow and change and to sit in and grow out of. So I'm saying, if you're going to move something mentally, you got to really dynamically be in that mental space to say, my hands are tied. I can't move this with my own arms and legs and hands hammer. I can't just make this money issue disappear. I can't just make this abusive or tormenting situation that I am just go away. I can't just make the realizations that are hurting me and harming me just disappear. So my hands are tied. But what I can do is I can move. Get thee behind me. I can say, I can walk into a space. I can put whenever I go travel, I put my hands on the airplane, something that's bigger than me. And I know that I have control over it because of what I'm connected to that's bigger than it. Guys, you're connected to something bigger than your mountain. You're connected to something bigger than your mountain. So as long as you are aware of that, I'm not saying you just know it, you acknowledge it every now and again. I mean, you are genuinely, deeply, committedly connected to that realization, then you are ready to mentally move a mountain. Yes, a plane that is going down, a plane that is experiencing turbulence, you can mentally and spiritually change that situation. Anything that seems bigger than you, when you understand and tap into the fact that you're connected to something way bigger than it, you're going to sit there. What's a goon to a goblin? That's how I feel about these mountains before me. What's a goon to a goblin? Because at the end of the day, If the creator didn't think I could take on this mountain, wouldn't put me right here in front of this mountain. Couldn't let this mountain kill me. Let this thing take me out, destroy me, have me out on the street, have me in deplorable situations. And some of us are there that are tuned in. Some of us are out on the street. Some of you are in situations you don't want to be in. But did it kill you? That means the creator thinks you have something inside of you to conquer that mountain. So what you think about that? The creator thinks you have something inside of you to move that mountain. What do you think about that? You got to get in alignment with that assignment in order to be able to move in that direction. You have to be in alignment with that assignment in order to move in a better direction. Mentally move the mountains. The second part, we can mentally move a mountain. We can climb a mountain. Now look, some of us got all the strength. We are not trying to sit here and have the patience it takes. We don't really know exactly how to pray just yet. Some of us don't even really, we haven't mastered meditation. We have not been truly acclimated with the power of our thoughts. We don't even feel really all that way mentally there. I've been there in the past. We don't always feel like I even have the energy. So we're going to just climb the mountain. What I mean by climbing the mountain is physical measures that you are going to take to get over the mountain ahead of you. Meaning you got diagnosed with cancer, you are not going to just sit there. You are not going to just accept. You're not going to accept that term of life expectancy that they gave you. You are going to physically say, there's a mountain in front of me. So if you're going to transition, you are going to feed and love and nurture your friends and family members. You're going to get in ahead of whatever it is that you need to accomplish in this life. You're going to find yourself. You're going to give to yourself. You're going to create a lifestyle that will give you more. Trust me, I've seen it, guys. I'm not just speaking out of hopes and wishes. And a lot of times as an Aquarius, everyone likes to tell me how unrealistic I am. But these are things I've seen for myself. I've seen my aunt have an AIDS diagnosis and given months to live. And this is when I was a baby and alive and well today. Strong and vibrant, a steward of the Creator. And I've seen when she saw a mountain and decided to climb it. You trying to tell me I'm going to die down here at the bottom of this mountain? You're trying to tell me this mountain is too big for me to conquer? So I should just accept what the science says, what the statistics says, what the doctors say, what my bank statement says, what my family members are saying, what the judge is saying. I should just accept it? Or I can climb this mountain. Y'all can keep talking and I'm going to keep moving. I've seen what happens when you decide to strap on your harness, get the right shoes, go and navigate that rough terrain. Now, here's the thing. When we cower out of climbing mountains, it's because in our mind, the feat is a lot. It is strenuous. It is just grueling. Who wants to climb mountains? Some people do it for fun. That ain't my type of people. But do what you do. Whatever exhilarates you. But life is, the terrain is rough enough for me. But this is the part about climbing mountains that we don't always keep in mind. The grace. If you decide to climb a mountain, if you pack up a bag and put it on your back, if you pack up your equipment, if you get your mind together to go and tackle that mountain, please understand that the grace is with you. Because there's something on the other side of that mountain waiting for you. So you're going up the mountain not for punishment, but for elevation. And if you're going up for elevation, then you're going to be covered. You're going to be covered. And it's not always going to feel like you're covered because it's going to rain while you're climbing. And I'm getting wet. but you won't fall. You might not always feel like you're covered because it's going to hail and it's going to snow. And some people that were climbing with you in the beginning did not go as far as you are going, and you might be on your own. It might feel like you're climbing this mountain unprotected. Trust and believe and be reassured that if you committed to climbing a mountain and you have what is necessary for it, your coverage is guaranteed, like a warranty. So when we cower out of climbing mountains because we don't know what is coming, we just don't want the fight. We just don't want the pain. We don't know what's about to happen on the other side of this thing. I don't even know if it's worth it. Know that it is. You don't need to die at the bottom of that mountain. You don't need to accept that sentence. You don't need to accept that diagnosis. You don't need to accept that criticism. You don't need to accept that rejection or abandonment. You don't need to sit at the bottom of that mountain. Hook, climb, go. Grace will greet you on your climb. Trust me. This is what I know about literally being in the mountains. You get up in those mountains, seems isolated, seems cold, seems like you're going uphill. The terrain is different. Sometimes, every time I go to Deep Creek, almost the weather is crazy. And you're like, well, why would anybody go through all that? Because then there is serenity in the isolation of the mountain. So I'm going to go up the hill. I'm going to deal with the snow and the lack of lights and the lack of population because there is a serenity in places of this mountain that I can't get anywhere else. So when I get into one of those homes at Deep Creek and we light that fireplace and we're looking out on nature and we just are far away from what it is that was distracting us and clouding us, I see clearer. I get peace and serenity in the mountain, in the isolation, in the harsh weather, in and on the rough terrain. Climb that mountain. Grace is going to greet you on that mountain. Peace is present within you, and that mountain is going to give you a place to see what you could not see and to bring forth the peace that you have been distracted from. The peace you've been distracted from. Climb that mountain. Climb that mountain. Oh, but I just climbed a mountain. Oh, but I don't know if I can. But I don't have the same people with me as I had before. But I'm not who I used to be. But I have so much more damage. But I have so much more. Climb that mountain. Climb that mountain. If it was missioned on your heart to pack up your equipment, know that you're covered and that grace and peace will meet you. That yes, you are going to bump. Yes, it is going to be hard and difficult sometimes. But what you are going to find in the serenity of elevation is going to be the confirmation that you were not meant to die at the bottom of that mountain. What you are going to find is confirmation that you were not meant to die at the bottom of that mountain. That mountain was handed to you, sat before you, just plump in the middle of your path. You skipping along your merry way, living your beautiful life. And then there's this mountain that's saying, I'm going to crush you. I'm here to deter you. I'm here to destroy you. I'm here to break you down, change your plans, homegirl, homeboy. And you're going to say, well, I got something. Let me get my little tools out. I'm getting over this. I'm going around this. Which brings us to our next point. When it comes to those mountains, we're going to move it. We're going to climb it. We're going to go around it. We're going to go around it. Some of us say, like, look, you've been through so much. I'm talking about, I know that I have engagers that have been raped, that have been brutalized, that have been victims of domestic violence, that have been victims of the unthinkable assaults and sexual predatorization and just exploitation to the 9th degree. And you just don't have it in you to climb that mountain. You say, look, mentally, I'm still working on myself. Doubt is still there. Pain is still there. Trauma is still there in the way that you don't believe you're mentally strong enough and have the fortitude to mentally go after this mountain nonstop. You also have been damaged to an extent that you might can't climb up that mountain. You're going to need a shortcut. How many times, who of you have just lift your hands up to the ground? I just need a shortcut. Remember I made it through that mountain in 92? Remember that mountain in 2003? Remember that mountain in 2016? I ain't think I was going to make it through that one. But now I'm looking at this 2022 mountain. Just ain't got it. I just don't have it in me to do what I know I need because I'm tired. I'm a little bit broken. I have a little bit of a handicap. My heart is still on the half. My trust is still shattered. It's not together. All that stuff you're talking about, Mama Harmony, that you need to climb and to move, I'm not there. I need a shortcut. I need a modified plan around this mountain. I need to go around it. And then, so those are the people who are not yet at the place that have the strength to completely change their day-to-day routines. They still have friends and relationships and patterns that they're hanging on to. They still might be hooking up with some friends with benefits. They still might be, but they want to get around the hardships and the conflicts and the challenges in their lives. And they're saying like, look, I might not be, but here's the price with the walk around. You're not going to gain what you gain in the climb. You're not going to gain what you gain in the move with the go around. Now, you will make it around it. And that is out of favor and grace and good intention. But you're going to have to be strong about it because here's the thing. Here's the thing with taking the around, going around the mountain. Going around the mountain, you stay in the valley. You can't go around a mountain and get to the peak. So that means you might have some more struggles than you need to have. You're still operating with low vibrational people. You're still operating in low vibrational ideas. Look, I do want to get better. I do want to be better. I just am not sure I can. I'm not saying that you can't. So then this is what we're going to go around. We start protecting our peace. I start getting choosy. I start pulling away because there's a mountain that I have to climb. I have to save this child. I have to save myself. I have to get to a better state in life. And I'm not completely ready to do away with the things I was doing before. I'm not completely ready or strong enough, so you think, to take on this mountain the way it needs to be taken on. But you do want to move forward. These are the people that move around. Know that you're going to encounter some mountain lions. They down there with you because you're not high enough to evade. Know that you're going to encounter, that low vibrational energy. You might not find as much peace as the person that makes it to the middle of the mountain or the top. But there is still a way to get around your mountain. I do not ever want to hear in my healing sessions or when I'm in my live chats or anything. I do not ever want to hear people say like, look, I can't eat like I need to eat. I can't, gossiping or these gossiping or engaging in low vibrational gossiping, stealing. I have some people that I know that are kleptomaniacs. They literally have conditions with doing things that aren't going to bring good energy to them. Anger issues and need anger management. That does not mean you can't climb a mountain or you can't face a mountain. It means that you have a mountain before you. You still want to get around it, but you are ailed in a way that you are not mentally equipped to mentally move the mountain. You're not spiritually strong, physically capable, or feeling fully capable to climb that mountain. But it's like, I need to go around it. And there is a way. When we going around, that means like, look, I can't meet up with you all the time. Going around the mountain is the trying. I'm not going to just stand here at the bottom of the mountain and die. So I'm going to just start a walk. And I'm going to just have some faith. And I'm just going to keep on moving. There's a saying in a country song that I love: when you're going through hell, keep on moving. Because you might get out before the devil even knows you're there. I love it. I tell it to my oldest son all the time. You just don't stop. Okay, you in a place that's not the greatest. You're in an environment that can tear you down. You're not in a place where you can light your candles and get zen and move that mountain. You're not in a place where you can just isolate yourself, block negativity out, and go up that mountain. But you are in a place where you can keep moving forward. Then you go ahead and you start taking that trip around that mountain. And it might take you longer than if you were to climb it. It might take you longer than if you could break it down some. But you are moving. What you're not doing is dying at the bottom of that mountain, dying at that diagnosis, dying at that sentence, dying at that criticism, dying at that self-doubt or self-hate or that pain or that breakdown within yourself. You are saying, I see the mountain for what it is. It is up to you to choose how you navigate that mountain, but do navigate it. The mountains are, they're here. They're brutal. They are crushing. Navigate that mountain. Look that mountain straight. What is a goon to a goblin? You think that you're going to stop me, but I know that there's something on the side of this mountain for me because of my history, because of my faith, because of my experience, and because of my makeup. I was divinely made in alignment with nature, not in fear, inferiority of nature. Divinely made in alignment. Get thee behind me. I am using the authority invested in me to say it is over. This season is over. This sadness is over. This pattern is broken. This trauma is over. This is done with. Move forward. I love you all. Thank you all for joining me for another moment of harmony. Remember, as those mountains come, face those mountains, take those mountains, break those mountains. The Creator has made a mountain of you. You don't be afraid of anything in front of you. You keep moving forward. I promise you, on the other side of what you are facing, it's a great deal of joy and a great deal of growth and a great deal of excitement and affirmation and confirmation of who you have become in conquering the mountain in your life. I love you so much. Join me next Saturday at 10. Lord, what to say? Lord, I always mess up that saying that my mother used to say. I love it so much. I think it's like Lord willing and the creek don't rise or something like that. But you know what I mean. Lord willing, we'll be here next Saturday at 10 a.m. I look forward to having another harmonious exchange with you. Be blessed.